Choose you this day whom you will serve. As for me and my house, we will serve the Lord. It's the RV door restore video, where I take two doomed and destroyed doors and turn them into one nearly new for next to nothing. Good morning, everybody. I've got some solar panel wattage coming in. It's been the first morning that I can recall that it's been frozen solid outside. Big Buddy heater did a good job keeping this place warm on the low setting with the occasional high when I'm sitting right in front of it just to keep me a little extra warm. J&K getting up and getting ready for the day. What are we gonna do? Well, I've finally decided I've had enough of this door just not lining up, being all busted off. This thing here is all just loose and wobbly, falling apart. Been patching it up and trying to keep it together since I got it. Then on the move over, that thing blew off on the side of the highway. By the time I went to go retrieve it to try to just patch it up and make something out of it, it was in too bad a shape. So I just, been holding it up together as best I can. And with the wall sagging way down a couple of inches and all this thing here just all out of whack, I finally got it all straightened out so I can take this door frame out with a proper door and set it back in and have everything lined up properly. And eventually the same thing with this one. I redid this one. I got a video on it, the dangling door to tall stiff erect door, but I never found any adhesive to glue both sides in, so it's just kind of held in around the edges, but it's not a solid door, so it's still got some of the same sagging issues even though it's been reframed. Well, I think I'm gonna have to do something about finding some adhesive sooner than later. But I've got another donated door on top of that one I can use for parts too. But the problem with this door just sliding in and fitting is those are 72-inch doors. This is a 73.5 to 74-inch door. So it's just too tall. Nothing I can do about it. Well, it's kind of a good thing. I was going to just fit it in, but since I've said, well, do I take it off the top or the bottom? Or maybe both. I took measurement and it looks like taking 3/4 to an inch off of both ends is going to be the best thing. So I said, all right, well, let's just take it apart and see what it looks like. I noticed it's missing this door handle, but this seems solid. So I took the screws out along here, popped this piece off, and lo and behold, sure enough, rotted out. So that's okay, because I'll just come up in here now and come in with some new framing. The reason why I even went inside and decided to start all this is I got to get a bit up in here because that's rotted out. Yep. All right, I got to take that end off and finish this up. Anyway, let's get started. See in about, I'm just going to get the table saw out and just redo the door. It's all going to get redone. But the reason why I actually like this better than the others, I'm gonna keep my eye out for another one in the long run, is this thing is aluminum. I like that aluminum on both sides. I like it enough that maybe I get this done right. If I can't find another aluminum door, but I get the adhesive, because this is why I was saying it, I'm gonna have to get some. Either way, is where was I noticing it? Oh, right here. Just take the rotted wood out. See that? Look at that. Yep, I'm gonna have to get the adhesive. But anyway, what I may do is before I do all that, peel this off. The door handle and stuff's gonna be a problem. But anyway, I was gonna say flip it over and put it on the outside of that one, and take the outside of that one and put it on the inside of this one. Technically, I guess it would work, but the door handle things. Anyway, the door handles I have on mine are too small. They're like this big, so I'm gonna have to make me a little piece of aluminum just to fit in here. But they're both in terrible shape, so I'm gonna order some new ones. So I'll probably just order one to fit that in the long run. But anyway, let's get to finishing tearing this thing, edges off of this thing, cleaning it out, and reframing it and cutting it short while we're at it. I think to cut it short, I'm gonna come up in here, just trim the metal back to the right measurement, and just try to, ooh yeah, see, this is the problem with these things. Anyway, come up in here and just slice the insulation back a little bit, and then just make the new frames. I don't know if it'll probably be better to just cut those things and shorten them all out. But anyway, the other advantage to doing that, or I was thinking maybe just take these off of this door and move them over to that door. I'll check that out when I get to that side, because the advantage to doing that is the hinges and everything will line right up and I won't have to cut these. Anyway, what I can do though is take that piece up there and move it down here, because both of the bottoms of these were missing when I bought this. And as you can see, I've just come in here with a piece of vinyl siding that pushes in a little to make a good seal that's actually worked out for now. And this here, you see, I just put a piece of wood and a piece of foam behind it to try to seal it up. So maybe today I'll get me a real good door and some part to go finish that door up right. All right, let's get the framing. Okay, I got the frame pulled out. These things should just go on the way out and staple up here in the corners. Oops, I guess I don't need that anymore. Cut maybe for measurement. Anyway, my favorite part. Oh boy, I think I've run into another problem. This is not something I've come across it before. This stuff is literally rotting apart. Styrofoam that's rotting. I haven't really seen that before. Yeah, it's solid right here, but up along here, look at that. Ooh. I think what I should do, go ahead and build my frame up, cut it to size, and just put it together for now. And when I come and get the insulation, or when I finally get some adhesive, maybe that'll be the time to come in and take this that's actually in good shape and not rotted, and basically transplant the aluminum on that to this. Would it be easier? Well, that's bonded enough that I should probably just leave that alone and just put this in storage. I don't know. What should I do? Peel this aluminum off and cut it to meet that? I'm still gonna have to reframe it either way. Or should I? Starting to think it might be easier to move the aluminum. Yeah, that's not even holding up anymore. It's not working. I'm trying to say that I could reuse the glass though and fix the other one up right. Anybody else ever had that problem with your drill bit or your driver bit sticking in whatever screws you're working on? It does it with the hex, does it with the thing. Maybe it's these things just aren't up to par, but it does with every one of these holders I got, and they're magnetic. Get a little twist at the end. All right. Anyway. Oh, this thing here doesn't have what mine had, which was a big, thick. Or maybe it's on the outside. Yeah, there it is. It is sealed. All right. You know, if I really wanted to reuse this on one of the doors without cutting new holes in it, I guess I could clean this end off, paint it, flip this over and glue this side down. That's actually looking like more of a better idea with something like that right there. And just cleaning that off and painting it. And then sticking this. It almost lines up. Yeah, look at that. Goodness gracious. So basically the top and bottom frames and the aluminum and window are basically the only thing salvageable, but that's okay because I've got one window that's half decent, 2 pieces of fiberglass, now 2 pieces of aluminum, and now 8 pieces of frame. Yeah, let's go ahead and do this. Oh, look at that, it's hardly even sealed. Well, that's bad from the manufacturer, but that's good for me because that makes it easier to reuse. Because the other one was pretty bad shape to be so gooped up with sealant. And I'll show you what I found online to actually put the door frames and windows and stuff back in proper. So far I found about $7 for 10 feet of it, or 70 cents a foot. But I'm going to see if I can find a better deal on it and start ordering it to redo all the doors and windows up proper as I take them out and put them back in. Or for any future projects. Why you want to wear a dust mask for this? Two pieces of aluminum to refurbish. Some dents in it, but no holes. Good deal. I'll throw that away. All right, now the hardest part about this was taking all that foil tape off of the seals and everything I'd made trying to fix this up. Now I think I'm going to be in much better shape using these rails because these seals on these rails are still in pretty decent shape, whereas the rails on the other ones looking a little flat and wore out, and that's actually the inside one that looks better. Where'd the outside one go? Where'd the other railing go? It's... Huh. Anyway, the seal on the other railing looked terrible, so I'm gonna keep that right there because that looks pretty good. A little bit of it missing. I guess what I could do is go online and try to order some more and slide it in from the edges when it's all taken apart. Anyway, I think that this is my camper seems to be just double bolts here, double bolts there, whereas every other camper, this one and that door only had 2 here, 2 there. You know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 going down, 4, 6 going down here, whereas the other one only had 2. Two or three of these going down the sides. Anyway, so the other thing I noticed, kind of coincidental, is look how well bonded this is on the inside, which is good. Whereas you can see the outside, you know, the window kind of hold that together. But I'll have to flip it over to see what the other side really looks like. But anyway, you see what I'm getting at. One side's already bonded, so I get the aluminum to stick in there for now, and I'll be all good for the moment. Something else I had noticed and had thought about doing before I even had this extra door to solve my problems is I've got all these rolls here that of sheet metal that I'd used for doing roofing, and especially if I hadn't already put holes in it, you know, using it for roofing, I was thinking I could reuse one of these for that. But it actually wouldn't work out because I need 2 pieces, because that's just I think 24 inches or just a shy, and this is literally 24 3/4. And if you do 24 inches, it gets right inside of each edge of this. So one single sheet of that wouldn't work, or I'd have probably already done that. But if I can find a 25-inch wide sheet by you know what, 72 inches this is going to be, maybe I can just get 4 of them and just redo the doors brand new once I learn how to get some adhesive and apply it. So, we gotta fix this and that. This is actually looking pretty good. I'm probably just gonna try to fix this up here. And anyway, got something to start with. Okay, I went ahead and redid this corner a little differently than it comes in. I put a little block here, which is fine. It ain't gonna get any insulation since it's already missing. Put it drilled out, put a screw there. This end here just has a couple of staples on here. It's still in good shape, but I had a little bit of play in it just by design. Went ahead and drilled out, put a screw in there, put another screw in there, even though it's nailed in, just to do an extra good job. Did a terrible job trimming this out with a skill saw. I need to do a table saw later on, but got it bolted in, so now it's a solid rectangle. Now we set it up on top of the foam here, and set it up on top of the foam here, and then guess we'll be ready to lay the aluminum on it. See how it lines up. I'll just kind of, well, let's see. There we go, kind of drop right in. I really need a better area to work on this with. Maybe I'll set me up a better table. But anyway, that's the idea. So now we're ready to lay the aluminum on top of it. Oh yeah, I can close that up too, huh? Yeah, that works out pretty good, really. Now, where's the aluminum? Okay, what I was thinking about doing with the aluminum here. Alright, I was talking about it being about 3/4 of an inch too tall on each side. What I think I ought to do, instead of cutting this, is just fold it and bend it over. Try to put it up under there. I think that would actually be an actual improvement to the original design. But there it goes. Let's maybe I should line up the doorknob. Oh wow, that thing there doesn't even come close to lining up with that. Unless I do that. There we go. That's probably what it needs to do right there. Something like that. What's that there? Huh. Oh boy. Well, the important thing is that I get me a door put up, back up, instead of none. Alright, let's see what I can do. The easiest thing it looks like it's going to be to do is, there's no insulation up in here anyway, is you come right along the top of this, where this lines up, and just cut this here out right here, and then just take me a square piece, put it up right there. That way I don't have to cut all this stuff here out, and it should line back up over by the door. Hey, that's pretty good. That thing here drops right in, lines up without all hole, and leaves you with a flat square spot to put a simple piece back in. Now I gotta come up in here and build me a little frame around this here to tighten that up against. Woohoo, it's only noon, and I better get going on this door here. Battery just ran dead in the phone, so I put it on charger. Thankfully it's quick at that. Anyway, so now we're at the doorknob, and what I did was I made me a piece to fill in the gap down here to up here, and I think that was actually by design, because if I can find the old piece, there we go, something like this is what I pulled out of the old piece there. So I did it up. I think it's actually even stronger. Got some drill out, and drilled me some pilot holes, and got me some screws up in there. So now we get this to set up in there, and I'll tell you, this whole thing is frustrating because this has 1/8 of an inch narrower than 1.5 inches, so everything going this way has to be trimmed. Same with everything going this way. It's just everything has to be trimmed almost 2 different ways, and I don't have my table saw out, which is my fault. But anyway, so I got to get that in there, and I guess the probably easiest way is going to be to take that screw out, slide this out of the way, and push it back in. Or because it's not glued on and set, probably just do this right here, huh? There we go, look at that, boom. All right, now we got a solid place. Gonna put our handle down in there. Come on now. Easier said than done, one-handed. All right, this appears to be going quite well. I got this filled in. It's lining up pretty good. All the way around the edges. I think I'm ready to go ahead and get the top, maybe even the window, and start working on this channel and slide me a piece of metal up in there. You know, as much as I was hating on the foil tape earlier, it might actually come in handy for right now until I get some glue by holding this thing here up along here where it's sitting down while I work that piece up into there. Yeah, it's gonna cause me a little trouble lining it up, so let's do that. Let's just tape it off. All right, I taped up all the difficult parts. I figure by the time I get up here I'll be able to just kind of squeeze it. So oh, I didn't bend that part down, did I? Well, the top lines up, the bottom isn't, so the bottom is going to be getting bent over, and there's actually a little bit of a gap between here And the bottom over here, so there's a little bit of room for this to actually pick up into. So is this a good idea or not? I guess we're gonna find out. I don't know. I think it's gonna be all right. I don't know. This might be a bad idea. Still might have to end up cutting some of this off. Yeah, I don't know. Trim some of that. Shoot. Oh well. Alright. I went ahead and trimmed a little piece off the edge there so it doesn't overlap at all. Now let's see if we can get this on. So far so good. Just like that. Woohoo. How about that? Yeah, buddy. Alright. Making some progress. Yeah, I gotta work on this one here. Take it and get it ready, but yeah, that works. Look at that. Alright, what you got? It lined up where you like it. Put a couple of these screws in here to hold it tight while you work on the rest of it. And you know, I actually am really liking this foil tape because it's super duper sticky and pretty tough right away. It's real thin. The other thing I like is that it's just wide enough to give you about a 1/4 of an inch lap over here and over here, so you only use one piece and it doesn't stick out past this here either, so you can just leave it alone. So yeah, it's good all the way around for this job right here that I'm doing. Of course, to do this right, I have the adhesive and I glue the aluminum and the fiberglass solid to the styrofoam, and then I wouldn't need to even tape all this stuff up because these things would just slide right on since it's all stuck together. But that's not what we got to work with, so that is not what we're doing. Buddy, and the fiberglass all the way on the inside. I can go ahead and screw this down and work on the bottom and top. Awesome. Alright, as a side note, you're going to have shorter screws and longer screws. When you take these apart, the longer screws are for going into the wood, and the shorter ones, remember, you only got a little metal channel here, so you only need the little short ones along here, except down at the bottom where it goes into the wood and the top where it goes into the wood. Okay, something to note is that right there isn't lining up right. So what I really need to do is take this off and cut that out right there a little bit, or maybe just drill a hole for that. But you know, for now I think I'm just gonna leave it alone and conquer that when I peel it all apart. And conquer that when I peel it all apart and re-glue it, because it's getting late and I want to get this door to close. That means that I'm probably gonna have to move the latch up on the door post way up too, but oh well, one step at a time. Okay, I'm going to assume that this is the bottom to the donated door. I don't even know where the other piece is, but anyway, it's got a big hole in the bottom, so it kind of works out better that way. Anyway, let's see if it fits and see if I actually got a complete door this time. Yeah, looks like it. Just might need to do a little taping magic there. Nope, don't even need to do that. Wow, that's the first time I've ever had a door complete on my RV since I bought it. So I screw that down. I can go ahead and just buy a new seal for that rotted seal out there. Do that, put the window in, and this door is actually ready to hang for now. Pretty slick. Wow, outrageously solid. I was about to spend $400 to $800 for a new door. Now I'm kind of glad I decided to just fix this one here up. Now, how does the new door line up? Pretty nice. I got to do that handle like I was talking about. But it might not even be all that catastrophic of an adjustment. Yeah, I might even have enough room just to take that out of the way and make it work for now. How about that? Oh, so close. That's what it's at. I am going to put a few more screws in the door handle. Like I said, tape that off and get ready to caulk it for now and call that job done. I need to work on that later on in life. Need to redo the whole door frame really, because you see the big gap right here, but I just took and clipped that, bent it in, and then took a pair of pliers and just wallered that out, and that's enough. All right, I have one final note about sealing, or why the bottom of these doors might be rotting out. You know, it was easy to think that because the floors were rotting out, it was causing the door to rot out, but the door is a completely separate fixture. So I was not thinking straight when I was doing that. What I really think's going on is, in theory, this is pushing up against here, be a little too tight for the water to get in. But it's not perfect. You look around the edges and there's a little bit of room for the water to seep down there and collect and start rotting that wood out. So what I'm going to do is come up in here and just caulk along the bottom. Might even go ahead and just go up the sides too. Make sure I get the top of the door handle all the way around here, and just do it every couple of years. And probably wouldn't hurt to go on the very top rail and where the screws are going in, even though technically it shouldn't get wet with that railing on top. But anyway, I really do think though that making sure that that's right there stays sealed at the bottom is going to keep that door from rotting in about 10 years and getting worse as it gets to the point of where it was hanging like that door. Anyway, so I got that other piece of aluminum. It won't look as good as this unless I paint it, but you see this thing here is just all beat up and busted. So, and you can see, even though I went and reframed it, it's already starting to slide out and come apart. So yeah, I think that door is going to be getting done next. Anyway, J&K, I think it's time for me to finish this up. Yeah, I think I take this piece right here, clean it off, so that's the exterior, and put that on like I did over there. And I've got the window piece here and there, because one of those ended up breaking in half, and I got the glass I took out right there, which I can replace. And I like having it blocked off, but I can put a curtain, because they came both with these frosted glasses, but and I left that on the bedroom for privacy, but letting light in. This one here would be nice to be clear. Actually, I put a little curtain over here. I can just slide the curtain over and look out and see who's at my door when they're knocking. All right, let's get out of here. For comparison, here's the gaps on this door. There's a little teeny tiny bit up near the floor, but it's actually quite good. Still got that bit of gap up in the middle and all the way up to the top, but that's all caulked in up in the corner there. Anyway, you know, I pull in on this thing and it really doesn't, you know, make a big difference, especially way up at the top. I am just gonna go ahead and take the door frame out and try to reset it all that way. But for what it's worth, this is what it's like from the inside. Look at that. That used to just flop all over the place, and now, oh, I feel like I'm gonna break the door if I before it's wanting to move. Fantastic. I'm calling that a good job. Yeah, buddy. There we go. Yeah, much better than it's ever been. As a side note, I forgot to put the insulation, fill in the little bit of insulation missing in the corner there. But I did get to line this up and fix that gap right there where the insulation was hanging down. And the door is actually just straight. And like I said, it's solid. Like you bend it, and shake it, and the thing, like I said, it's going to break before it bends now. Which is completely the opposite. It was like a piece of spaghetti before. Anyways, big buddy heater running. Got the propane tank, double check, make sure I got plenty for another freezing night. J&K, we're gonna get ready to call it a day. And now, of course, it is time to stop. What a strange sensation every time I reach for the latch on my back door now to go in and out. Never has it been so solid except maybe when it was new. While I was working on this, a friend of mine that I'd done some plumbing work for referred me to someone who wants to subcontract me out. I'm going to take it easy at first and wait until I get good enough to actually charge a decent rate, but hey, I can do it for profit.